Yeah, LOZ, we gotta bring it out. Wake up the lost sheep. Yeah, hey, yeah. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, yeah, bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOZ, let's go. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, yeah, bring it out. LOZ, got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. We gotta wake up the sheep. Our people falling asleep. We gotta show now. We put in that work and now we put the work in the streets. We trying to build up the nation. Be patient. My people been facing defeat. We teach of repentance. We deep in them trenches. You know that we bringing the heat. We battling demons like every day. Waking up all the people. We setting straight. Keep our head in them scriptures. We meditate. All in the truth. I can't back down and hesitate. All praise to the Most High. With it, no cosign. With it, keep the law. We gon' levitate. We them Jews. There be no lies. With it, there be won't doubt. With it, for the truth, I'm a heavyweight. We live in this spiritual warfare. We all gotta gather together. We do that, then we got the nations in warfare. We a separate nation, no explanation. My people, they need to listen. Crunch time, yeah, time is ticking. For the truth, I'm a servant. Don't stop when we working. Just hoping my people gon' see the mission. So we gotta bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. Yeah, bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. Yeah, bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. Bring that 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 out. I say the Hebrews gotta show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out. All of our soldiers amazing. All of our captains be leading. LOZ bringing in light, shining on what we're achieving. Wake up the people that's sleeping. Wake up that nation like coffee. Wake up and take up your cross beat. Hold up, Pastor, man, you lost me. You still be preaching that Christmas? I'm sure that you know that it's pagan. Look how we packing the prisons, blatantly destroying our nation. Single parent home is definitely becoming our swag. Did we send our children through the same system, pledging their allegiance to flags? Bring that out. 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 I say the Hebrews gotta show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out. LOZ, you gotta bring it out. Wake up the lost sheep. Yeah, hey. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOZ, let's go. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. LOZ, got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. We gotta wake up the sheep. My people falling asleep. We gotta show now. We put in that work in and we put the work in the streets. We trying to build up the nation. We patient. My people been facing defeat. We teach of repentance. We deep in them trenches. You know that we bring in the heat. We battling demons like every day. Waking up all the people. We set them straight. Keep our head in them scriptures. We meditate. All in the truth. I can't back down and hesitate. All praise to the Most High. With it, no cosign. With it, keep the law. We gon' levitate. We them Jews. There be no lies. With it, there be won't doubt. With it, for the truth, I'm a heavyweight. We live in this spiritual warfare. We all gotta gather together. We do that, then we got the nations in warfare. We a separate nation, no explanation. My people, they need to listen. Crunch time, yeah, time is ticking. For the truth, I'm a servant. Don't stop when we working. Just hoping my people will see the mission. Bring that out. 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 I say the Hebrews gotta show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out. All of our soldiers amazing. All of our captains be leading. LOZ bringing that light, shining on what we're achieving. Wake up the people that's sleeping. Wake up that nation like coffee. Wake up and take up your crossbeat. Call up Pastor, man, you lost me. Used to be preaching at Christmas. I'm sure that you know that it's pagan. Look how we packing the prisons, blatantly destroying our nation. Single parent home is definitely becoming our swag. Did we send our children through the same system, pledging their allegiance to flags? Bring that out. 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 I say the Hebrews gotta show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Yeah. LOZ. We gotta bring it out. Wake up the lost sheep. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey. Yeah. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOZ, let's go. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. LOZ got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Let's go. We gotta wake up the sheep. My people falling asleep. We gotta show now. We put in that work in and we put the work in the streets. We trying to build up the nation. We patient. My people been facing defeat. We teaching repentance. We deep in them trenches. You know that we bringing the heat. We battling demons like every day. Waking up all the people. We set them straight. Keep our head in them scriptures. We meditate. All in the truth. I can't back down and hesitate. All praise to the Most High. With it, no cosign. With it, keep the law. We gon' levitate. We them Jews, there we no lies. With it, there we won't die. With it, for the truth, I'm a heavyweight. We live in this spiritual warfare. We all gotta gather together. We do that, then we got them nations in more fear. We a separate nation, no explanation. My people, they need to listen. Crunch time, yeah, time is ticking. For the truth, I'm a servant. No stopping, we working. Just hoping my people gon' see the mission. So we gotta bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOZ, let's go. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOZ, let's go. All praise to the Most High. Bring it out. Ken. Bring that out. 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 I say the Hebrews gotta show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out. All of our soldiers amazing. All of our captains be leading. LOZ bringing that light, shining on what we're achieving. Wake up the people that's sleeping. Wake up that nation like coffee. Wake up and take up your crossbeat. Call up Pastor, man, you lost me. Used to be preaching at Christmas. I'm sure that you know that it's pagan. Look how we packing the prisons, blatantly destroying our nation. Single parent home is definitely becoming our swag. Did we send our children through the same system, pledging their allegiance to flags? Bring that out. 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 I say the Hebrews gotta show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out. Yeah. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOC, let's go. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Bring it out. LOC got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. We gotta wake up the sheep. While people falling asleep. We got to show now. We put in that work in it. We put the work in the streets. We trying to build up the nation. Be patient, my people.
Let's go. It's the Bring It Out Radio Show. It's about that time.
Demons like every day. Waking up all the people.
It's about that time. Shalom to the family. You know who it is. It's your Chief Minister, Minister Shalimar. I got my face back in the place. Shalom, I was away for a while. You know, I had to take care of some business, but now I'm back. Right and exact. Shalom to the family. Let's get some ones, get some fire in the chat. We're going to have a good show today. I'm feeling good. And you see what I got? You see what I got with me, right? You see what I got with me? I ain't coming. Listen, I'm not rolling solo. Right? When you got a camp with fire like we got here at the Light of Zion, we don't roll solo. So I got with me the captain of captains. I'm a one bun lawyer, Bunya Sharala, out of the tribe. And I got the engineer of engineers, right? He tends to disappear, but he's here somewhere. Captain Sam Shawan, you know, Bun Yahoda, Bunya Sharala. And this is the Bring It Out Radio Show, the show designed to bring out the truth, to deal with topics that we are faced with today, but given a biblical perspective. Because we got to think Hebrew, right? In order to think Hebrew, you have to meditate on the commandments of the Most High, as well as you got to learn the language too. Because sometimes I thought we're not thinking straight. People say a lot of things. They communicate a lot of things, but are you really thinking Hebrew? Are you thinking like a child of the Most High Yah? It's the Bring It Out Radio Show. It's time to tell a friend to log in. Your minister is back in the place, right? So we're going to get into it today. As you see in the topics, we're dealing with current events. I don't know all these young men and young ladies, but you know what? It's new players, but it's the same old game.
Right.
It's the same old game. And we fall for the same old tricks. Satan don't even have new tricks. He hit us with the same old ones. And we tend to fall for it. But it's a new day. We're going to do things in a new way. Currently, we're in the midst of the Hanukkah. All praise to the Most High.
Right.
It's dedication time. All week. I hope you're in your homes, your houses. You got your menorahs lit. You got your fire lit, because we stay lit around here. Right? The light ain't going out. The fire can't be quenched. Right? This is the Light of Zion. So we're in the midst of the Hanukkah. Shalom to all the family members keeping the Hanukkah. Right? Put a one in the chat if you're having a great Hanukkah season. I want to see a one in the chat if you're having a spectacular Hanukkah season, if you dedicating yourself or rededicating yourself to the Most High and His will, right, no better place to be than in the good graces of the Heavenly Father. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about who we got lined up. We got Young Gunner.
Right?
The Gunner Tell. Speak about, talk about it. Right? As my Benjamins would say, chat about, right? They want to talk about it, want to speak about it. He's spilling the beans, the everything. He's spilling it all.
Mm-hmm.
We also got who on deck?
Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez.
Right? Megan the Stallion. You know what I mean? It's gunshot victim. Allegedly. Right? We also got Steve Harvey's daughter, right?
Lori Harvey.
Lori Harvey is her name?
Hori Harvey.
What's her name?
Hori Harvey.
Hori Harvey. She wasn't doing them worse than Jennifer Lopez at this point.
Yeah.
What boy was she up to now? Skady 8? All right. She wasn't doing quick. And she got contract. You got to sign a contract to be her man, as they say in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's my man. They won't even ever say husband. They would never say wife, because they ain't thinking about that. They're not even on that page. Right? The Most High blessed the union of marriage. You know, these unions they come into with, they need contracts to make sure what stays in Vegas, what goes down in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Right.
So we're going to talk about some of the situations facing these individuals, but we're going to give the biblical perspective on these things. But first and foremost, without further ado, we got to go into the scriptures, because we always got to set the stage with what the Most High says, right? He comes first, right? It says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all things shall be added unto you. So we're going to set the stage with what the Most High said. Colossians 3, verse 17. Then I'm going to call Colossians 3 and 5.
The book of Colossians. The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Other One Yahushai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him.
Right. So we give all thanks to the Most High in the name of the Mashiach Yahushai.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, scoot on up to the fourth verse. Read that. Colossians 3 and 4. Same chapter. We're going to shoot up.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 4.
Let's read.
When Hamashiach, who is our life,
Who's what?
Who is our life.
And that's what sets it apart. Hamashiach is our life. Right? Some people looking for fame, fortune, right? They're looking for credibility, street cred. Mm-hmm. They're looking for clubhouse cred. But Yahushua is our life.
Right.
Right. We don't need street cred or we don't need to be a social media gangster. Right. Read on.
Who is our life shall appear.
Mm-hmm.
Then shall ye also appear with him in glory.
Then shall ye also appear with him in glory. So when the glory time comes, when we want to set crowns on our head and we want to get the accolades, we want to shine, we're going to shine when Yahweh shine. You looking for shines in this kingdom? This shines in this kingdom ain't worth nothing. It ain't worth nothing. Right? It ain't worth the accolades. It ain't worth the your name and lights. We're going to shine when Yahweh shines. Matter of fact, you know what we're going to do in this time? Read on.
Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Mortify, therefore, your members which are upon the earth.
He said we're going to mortify. When it means that, what's mortify mean? We're going to kill. Therefore, our members which are upon the earth. Right now, we here stripping away all that's wrong in our lives, all that's wrong in our minds. Right? We are rebuilding, recreating. We ain't looking for why would you want to have a crown, right? You want to be the king of a dunghill.
Right.
You want to be a king of the hood. You want to be a king of crap. When you could be a prince of righteousness, a prince in the kingdom of heaven. But no, you want to be Lord foolishness. All right. That's what's going on. A lot of people looking for credibility. We're not looking for credit. And then when you get trapped up, right, like these like young gunner, then you want to be snitching on everything, right? Because you are looking to be something that you're not. All right.
Now you want to gonna tell.
What you got?
And just to add on to the point what you're saying, that we look for all these things to get some type of like credibility, get some type of rank, some type of clout. Mm-hmm. Like this, and like the scripture says, it says Yahushua is all right because Yahushua is the one who's gonna give us his crown.
That's it. He's
gonna give us that immortal crown. And I got the scripture that says it right there. I hit it right on the nail.
Let's go.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2 and verse 42.
Remember, and don't forget, tell a friend to log in, share this on your Instagram, share this on your Facebook, share this on all your platforms so that we can get the word out. All right. The Bring It Out radio show is on live and direct, coming straight from the home of the truth, 2937 West Broad Boulevard. Go get it.
Fun. I, Ezra, saw upon Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praise Yahweh with songs.
Come on.
And in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature,
Right.
taller than all the rest.
So this is Yahushua in the midst of these people, taller than all the rest. Go ahead.
And upon every one of their heads, he set crowns.
He said what?
He set crowns.
He set crowns. So you want a crown? You want credibility? You want your name in lights? You want to be recognized? Let Yahushua recognize you. Right? Let Yahushua recognize you. That's what you truly recognize. Read on.
And was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
Mhm.
So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing.
The what kind of clothing?
The mortal clothing.
So we just read that we're going to mortify, right, the members of our body.
Mhm.
The word mortal means that it dies, it goes away, it expires. Your spirit is not mortal. It doesn't die, it doesn't go away, it doesn't expire. Yahushua is not mortal, right? He's eternal. The words of the Most High are eternal. They're not mortal. They don't get played out. They don't get stale. They don't get ruined. That's why he says his word is eternal. Okay, so he says these are the ones that put off the mortal clothing. That they're not worrying about today.
Right.
They're not worrying about what anybody got to say. Their concentration is what the Most High expects of them. Right? Read. I see a welcome back. The water for the welcome back.
And put on the immortal,
Uh-huh.
and have confessed the name of Yahweh. Now are they crowned and receive psalms.
And now are they crowned and receive palms, right? They receive palms in their hand, meaning that what? They are accepted, right? They're accepted. So they're crowned and they're accepted. So go back now to Colossians with that in mind. So now you know what crowns I'm talking about. The crown we're looking for is the one Yahushua is going to give us, right? Now let's get verse 5.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, and verse 5.
Come on.
Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth.
So now what are the parts of you, your members, the parts of you personally that you need to mortify, you need to kill? Let's read.
Fornication. Uncleanness.
Come on.
Inordinate affection.
Read.
Evil concupiscence.
Right.
And covetousness.
Uh-huh.
Which is idolatry.
Which is what?
Idolatry.
Right. Covetousness becomes idolatry because covetousness is what? Desiring and lusting after things you ought not have. And those things become a god to you. They become an idol to you because you want it so bad. You want that status. You want that clout. You want it so bad it becomes an idol to you. You can't wait for this. You can't wait for that. But the scriptures say we got to mortify those type of thoughts. Fornication. We're going to talk about Hori Lanes, right? Hori Lanes, I call them. Hori Harvey.
Hori Harvey, you want to talk about her first?
Right. We're going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion, which, real talk, Megan Thee Stallion, at least she staying with one dude. She don't be, for what I see.
Right, she telling you be a hot girl.
She's telling you to be a hot girl. You be a whore, and I'm at home with my husband. Right. She was not one of her songs did she talk about she at home with her husband, and you know what I mean, and making sure that he's well taken care of. So that show you the propaganda, the lies, the uncleanliness that comes out of their mouth.
You know, Chief, just to say something, or just to add on to that, I remember a brother said this, like, we're the only race of people that we hear that what entertainers say and we want to go do it. Like we go follow and go jump and go do it.
Yeah.
But the nations, they know their entertainers are just entertainers. They don't go out and go jump and do it.
Because they know the difference between entertainment and leadership.
Right.
They know the difference between a teacher and someone just talking. But we make everybody our teacher. Everybody got something to say. It sounds slick. It rhymes. I'm gonna follow it.
Right.
Everybody be a teacher now. Right. And now you going toss to and fro with the wind of every doctrine because you let everyone instruct you. Right. The scriptures say have one counsel out of many. Right. You need to focus on what you're trying to learn. Right. Let's read on.
For which things sake the wrath of Yahweh cometh upon the children of disobedience.
Right. So what? For which things sake of the wrath So what happens when we dealing with fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affections, right? Inordinate affections, for those who don't know, is that you dealing with the wrong type of affection. You're giving the wrong type of, interaction. Like like they talk about, Kelly doing deal with these young girls, and that's inordinate affection. It's out of
Oh yeah,
order.
he came out with the album. I forgot about that. He came out with the album. He was locked up saying, "I did it" or something like that.
admit it.
I admit it.
I admit it. All right. I don't care what you admit.
We know
right?
you did it.
You know you did it already. It's time for you to repent and come back from the Most High before before it's worse than the jail you got to deal with. Right. But that's inordinate affection. That's out of order affection.
Right.
Right. Evil concupiscence. It means what? Plotting and planning against other people. Right. Being conniving. Right. We can't be conniving and trying to trick each other up and cause each other to have issues. Right. What you pulling up?
Just getting some of the definitions.
Okay.
Of these words. I'm just gonna go to covetousness because that's next.
And then we have, covetousness, which is idolatry, because that's that greed, that desire, that you need to have, more than your share. Everybody got to get what they need to get. Nobody tell you sit back and don't have anything, but you want more than your share. You want the lion's share. I want everything.
Right.
Right. That's that covetous spirit. Right. I want mine and I want yours.
Right.
Right. I'm not just satisfied with my portion. I want your portion too. Right. So that's that spirit. Go back to our Colossians. I want to read 2 more verses down there.
Go on.
We just kicking it off with what the Father has said. We're in a time of the dedication, so we're going to constantly doing self-reflection. This is a time of self-reflection. If there are things you need to change about yourself, this is the time. All right? Read on, verse 7.
Verse 7. In which ye also walked sometime when ye lived in them.
Right, so that's how we know what these things are. Because we experience these things. We wasn't born in, a lot of us wasn't born in the truth. We wasn't born with a Torah tattooed to our brain. Right? Those days are coming. Those days, that's the covenant. That's the new covenant where we don't have to teach each other anymore to know the Lord. Right now, we need to be taught on a daily basis and be reminded to choose righteousness or to follow after the will of the Most High. Because in times past, we were thinking like a Horry Harvey or a young gunner. Right? Read on.
In the which ye also walked sometime when ye lived in them. But now you put also off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth.
Right. So listen, the Most High, this is simple. Simple instruction. Anger, wrath, and malice. They all come together right there. Anger, wrath, and malice. Right. The Most High said, put this off. Right. Stop. Don't that vindictive spirit, that spirit that you want to tear down something to try to build on another man's foundation. Right. We see examples. I'm not going to bring them up, but that's it. That spirit is a spirit of wrath, malice, anger. Right. What you got coming to you had coming to you. That's what it is. If you really about yours, if you are confident in who you are, then you walk gracefully. Right. Don't say it's being wrath and malice and anger and all that for what?
Just to go back to the Torah, I remember this, right? When Korah, Dathan, and Abiram felt like Moses and Aaron wasn't worthy enough to lead the children of the Most High.
That was that what?
Right, and teach.
So what is that?
That's that wrath, anger, malice, envy.
Right, but it was first the covetousness.
Right, covetousness.
Right, because they said what? The Lord only talking to you. You know what I mean? It was at first it started with covetousness.
Right.
Then that covetousness turned to anger, wrath, and malice. Right. So they all these sins, they come together, they come in groups. You can't sin one without sinning the other. Right. So you start going down that lane, that path of destruction, one thing after the other. Right. So we gotta cut it at the head. You gotta cut it right away before it carries us into a whole evil spirit.
Actually, you have a precept just
Come.
to add on to because you finished the point. The book of Numbers, chapter 16, verse 4. And when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face, and he spake unto Korah and unto all his company. And this is what we say to anybody, you know, that have this spirit, you know, and this is something that how we understood how the Most High dealt with things in the ancient times. Saying, even tomorrow Yahweh will show who are his and who is holy, and will cause him to come near unto him.
Come on.
Even him he hath chosen, where he calls to come near unto him.
Read.
So this do take you census, Korah and all his company, and put fire therein, and put incense in them before Yahweh tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom Yahweh doeth choose, he shall be holy. Ye take too much upon you, ye sons of Levi.
Right.
So, just to say, we left it up into the hands of the Most High God. We don't have to go back and forth with nobody.
That's it.
We don't have to fight nobody. We know what our censor is working with. Right? I know what the chief got in the censor.
You know what I'm saying?
We know what we got.
We burning frankincense tomorrow. I don't know. Some of these guys, they burning black
Sage
love
and not
sage
blue Nile.
and
Right?
blue Nile. I don't know what you burning in your censer. Here we got frankincense and myrrh in our censer. Right? I can't speak for nobody else what they burning in their censer. But here is what we burning. Let that man proclaim what he's burning.
Right.
Right? But I don't have to come and try to judge, try to get and figure you out. Listen, we good.
You light up your censer, we'll light up our censer.
And we'll see the Most High truth.
And the fruits are going to talk. Because we know we're trying to make our people repent. We know we got work we got to do. We got prisons to go into. We got food drives we got to do.
And you know that position takes faith. Man.
Right.
And that's what Moses had. He had a lot of faith.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't worried about all the naysayers. You know, people running their mouth. He said, okay, if you think it's about that,
light your censer.
Light your censer. The Most High will show you who he with. Right? That takes faith. And his faith is built because he know his works were after the works of the Most High. He know he was obedient.
Right.
When you lack obedience, you lose faith. Because now you're not sure what you're standing on. You don't know what you built your house on. What rock are you built on? Right? So now you scrambling, trying to show yourself to be worthy. When you already, if you keep the law, statutes, commandments, you're worthy of every blessing the Most High has to give you. All right, go back to Colossians, just one more verse, and we're gonna get into the topics at hand. So I was breaking down verse 8, speaking about anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy. Blasphemy is saying the Most High said when he didn't. That's blasphemy, right? Blaming things on the Bible that the Bible never told you, right? Twisting scripture to make yourself look to be right when you know you dead wrong, right? Trying to find a loophole in the law to continue in your wickedness. That's all blasphemy. Filthy communication out of your mouth. Filthy communication is communication that doesn't bring glory to the Most High God. That brings glory to evil. The scriptures say, woe unto you that call what? Good evil and evil good.
Right.
That's filthy communication. When you call evil things good, you're speaking filthy communication. Last verse 9. Well, we'll do verse 10, then we're going to get back into it.
Lie not one to another, seeing that ye put off the old man with his deeds.
Right. So now once you're doing right, it ain't no reason to lie to each other. You're doing right. People lie to what? Cover up things. Right. Now I lied to other nations. That's why I said one lie not one to another.
Right.
I lied to the devil all day. He ain't gonna get infiltrated. I don't owe him the truth. Right? I owe my brothers and my sisters that's in Torah. That's who I owe. Right? These other nations, these demons out here, or if you out there being a demon, I don't owe you nothing. Right? But those that follow after my God, which is in heaven, we owe them everything. All right. So it says, lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds. Next verse.
And have put on the new man.
Come on.
Which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him.
Right. So that's all. That's what we get into. New creatures, new men, new women. It's the Feast of Dedication time this whole week. Light your menorah. Light your menorah. It's Hanukkah. Keep your fire lit. Keep that spirit in your mind. Keep meditating on the law, statutes, and commandments. You can't go wrong. You can't lose what the Most High use, right? In the chat, we got some infiltrators in the chat. They're nonsense. But shalom to all the family that's logged in. All right, we got Tashika, we got Princess Konaya, you got
Urumia.
Urumia. What's that? Yeshaya, right? Princess Rapaya Mariah. Who else we got? You know, shalom to the family that's in the chat. Right, we're gonna keep it blazing. So let's deal with the topics at hand. What do we have? What do we have on deck?
Con. So the first one we have is with Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. Right. If anybody, matter of fact, I'm gonna read a little bit on it right now.
Bars on the check-in. If you in the check-in, if you on the show, put it in the chat, man. Say shalom. Let us know you in the house. Right, we're gonna talk about what's going on. Let's talk about it. Let's go.
So we're going into the argument or the trial is the Tory v. the Stallion case, right? Tory versus the people case right now, where Tory Lanez, rapper Tory Lanez and R&B singer Tory Lanez was accused of shooting Megan Thee Stallion, which is a popular female rapper from Houston, Texas, or the one that came up with the Hot Girl Summer, Savage, this sister. He was accused of shooting her in the foot back in 2020.
Savage, ratchet, all kind of things you be talking about.
And we actually have the article right here just to recap everybody, and we're gonna play a little video so everybody can have a visual of who Tory Lanez is as well and their relationship. The assault trial against Tory Lanez, the rapper Megan Thee Stallion has accused of shooting her in the feet in the summer of 2020. Began this week in Los Angeles. Lanez, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, is facing charges of assault with a semi-automatic handgun, of carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and of discharging a firearm with gross negligence, all of which he has adamantly denied. He has pleaded not guilty, and even though anybody who's paying attention to this case, there's been many evidence, even when they examined Megan Thee Stallion's foot, that it was not a bullet shot. It was actually broken glass. But we're going to continue. He has pleaded not guilty since the alleged shooting. Both Megan, whose legal name is Megan Pete, and Lanez, who shared allegations on social media and misinformed information about the case, has spread widely. Now that the trial is officially underway, let's run down how we got here in the first place. You want me to continue reading?
Well, I got here in the first place because if those know the history, they was with each other, and it's bitterness,
right?
Some bitter feuding between the two of them, and that's what you do in the world. When you're bitter, you want to get the person back, you want some get back. So I'm gonna say that you shot me in the foot, So I'm gonna get you messed up with the law, whatever the case may be. Try to put the man under the jail, whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that there wasn't no wrongs done by this gentleman, Mr. Tory Lanez, because they don't know right, so they had to been wrong going on. Right. They don't know nothing about doing right. But these things are just kind of reminders of how things are in the world, and we can be thankful to be in this truth. Because all this boyfriend, girlfriend nonsense and dating that happen in the world should not be happening in this truth, right? Should not be happening in this truth, because it builds what? Animosity, problems, right? It puts the wrong spirit out there, right? So now what? She want to get him locked up, or
she want to get him locked up. This causes his brother to lose thousands of dollars. Caused him to, I believe, he got deported to Canada, where he's originally from. It caused him to miss out on a lot of shows, a lot of concerts, a lot of tours. So the thing caused his brother to be cut off from a lot of things. But we're going to continue reading. And like you said, their relationship, this was their relationship before the shooting, alleged shooting, right? And we got the video right here. During the COVID-19, around 2019, 2020, right? They were on a series of lives when everybody was, doing social distancing, and everybody will tune into their lives and they'll be together, and you can see their interaction. How these two had a thing going on, because a lot of people were bringing out, like, you know, he slept with her, and evidence came out that he most likely slept with her. I believe also rapper the baby also. All right, so let me play a little bit.
Why not?
Of it right now. Oh, I gotta share mine real quick. Give me 1 second. Hopefully you let me play. YouTube real quick. Gone. Okay, gone. All right, family, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the audio. What? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the audio. Put a 1 in the chat. We don't know if you can hear it unless you let us know. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the audio. Stay on the comments, Chief, so I'll be able to see from your end right there. Also, let me know. There's a 1?
Yeah, there's 1.
Okay,
yeah.
gone. There's no sound? Okay, gone. Give me.
Do we lose sound?
Give me 1 second. The issue.
It's like your family. We fixing it right now. You're gonna send the link over to me and I'll play it for my sound. All right.
Go to private chat and click on it.
All right.
Create high-quality live streams for free? Well, with StreamYard, the answer is yes. StreamYard allows you to live stream. With StreamYard, the answer is Official shot o'clock. Live right here on Quarantine Radio. This has just turned into Quarantine Radio in about 5 seconds. This is live shots to the Stallion.
Oh, okay. I think I know what this is. You got to play it right here too. You had the YouTube tab open right there playing it. All right, now it should be good. Should be good now.
Live in Quarantine Radio. It's been a while since we have said this voice.
All right, you can press pause.
It's been a while.
You can click the video.
It has been a while.
Click the video. Stop it.
Yeah, click it. Count all praises. So we could see that they had a good relationship not too long ago. That same year when they were shot, we could see that they had a great relationship, that they were friends, that it looked like they were booed up pretty much, to be honest. That's what it seemed like.
Sure.
Just for later on, for this to be an alleged a shooting, right? So we're gonna go right back to the article, and we're gonna continue reading a little bit in it. Unless you got something you want to say on
You go ahead.
All right. In the summer of 2020, Megan accused Lanes of shooting her in the foot. In July 2020, Megan was seen getting into a police car with bloody feet, and she was taken to the hospital. Reports initially suggested that she had sustained injuries from broken glass and had been arrested after a night of partying with friends. It was later reported that Lanes, who was also in the car, was arrested for possession of an unregistered firearm. A few days later, Megan claimed in a since deleted Instagram post that she had suffered gunshot wounds to her foot as a result of a crime that was committed against me and done with intention to physically harm me. At the time, she did not specify who shot her. During an Instagram live in August 2020, Megan claimed it was Lanes who shot her. Though she did not initially tell police that she had been shot, she explained that in the moment she hadn't trusted the police to protect her. Why the F would I tell the police somebody got a gun in this car and this nigga shot me? She said, so I can get shot, you can get shot, she can get shot, he can get a shot. That's like a rap. Following her accusation, Lanes denied the allegations in an Instagram live video. He cast doubt whether or not Megan had been shot in the first place. Her medical records reportedly indicate that she was, and floated the idea that even if she was shot, she couldn't have seen who was shooting if she had been walking away from the car at the time of her injuries. So I don't know if you want to continue.
Right. So, basically going into, this thin line when you're out there in the world and you love and hate, and 1 minute you boot up talking about quarantine radio, and next you shooting at each other, right? I'm gonna get Habakkuk. I'm gonna get a scripture. Habakkuk 1 and verse 2. Habakkuk 1 and verse 2. Let's go to our Bibles, right? Because these people, they're out in the world, they don't live by any rules, but we look at their wild lifestyle and understand that we cannot emulate any of these things. But there is scripture to show us why, right? Let's read that.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 1 and verse 2.
Come on.
Oh, out of one, how long should I cry? And thou wilt not hear. Even cry out unto thee of violence.
Of what?
Of violence.
Go ahead.
And thou wilt not save.
So now they a lot of our people claim to believe in the Most High. They claim to believe in God. They cry out because of what? Violence, right? They cry out for violence, but their life is full of violence. Why? Read.
Why doest thou show me iniquity and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raise up strife and contention.
Strife and contention. So whatever transpired between the two of them, it was based off of what? Strife and contention.
Somebody's salty,
right? And here comes violence. Strife and contention, and here comes violence, right? So
that's like anger, wrath, and malice.
It's the same thing. Like. It's the same thing that we got to put away and put out of our lives. No matter how much money you got, no matter how much status you have, these things will follow you everywhere you go, right? Read on.
Therefore, the law is slack.
The law is what?
The law is slack.
Therefore, you can't get a fair shake. They're talking about who's guilty or what. I don't know what went down between these two. But I know that whatever went down, it was supposed to happen, right? If she caught a hot one to the foot, well, she was supposed to get one, right? And if he gets locked up for it, well, I guess that's what's supposed to happen. Because once we're living that wild lifestyle, we put ourselves in that violence, right? We put ourselves in that violence. When you come to this truth, you put yourself in that peace.
Put yourself in harm's way when you play with the Most High.
When you're out there doing wickedly, you put yourself in that violence, right? Read on.
Give me 1 second. Let me send you the next video real quick.
Well, it feels good to be back. Right? Shalom to the family online for the support. We're going to talk about it. Are we talking about these, these stars, as the scriptures call it, but they all going to fall from their heaven, right? In due time. But while they have the limelight, we need to show that even with millions of dollars or whatever they have in their possession, they don't have wisdom. And that wisdom, that lack of wisdom, causes them to be in these type of situations. Read that.
Verse 4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth. For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth.
Yeah, wrong judgment proceedeth. So, we can't even determine who is guilty, who's not guilty, right? Because wrong judgment proceedeth.
Right.
It's going to be wrong no matter how you look at it. You can't judge between wrong and wrong, right? If you live in a wrong lifestyle, then wrong is going to come your way, and that's what it is. You got to take it as it comes. But we know we go through these articles just to show our people that even when, people think money is the answer to all things. But even with the money, right? Even with the fame or whatever you have out there, you don't have wisdom, you're going to be suffering things that you shouldn't have to suffer, right? This young lady shouldn't have to suffer whatever happened to her foot. She shouldn't have to suffer. Now this guy is fighting to stay out of jail, but he's getting accused of shooting her, right? These things should not come to pass, right? What's the next video? You got next video?
Con, I sent you actually the footage of the night where she was actually shot at.
Live streaming can be tricky, and sometimes trying to find the right software. Rapper Tory Lanez has been charged with shooting artist Megan Thee Stallion during an argument. The DA's office says Lanez.
Give me 1 second. Tell them to put a 1 in the chat if they can hear just fine.
Shot Megan's feet during an argument in the Hollywood Hills.
You don't have to do that.
The 28-year-old was arrested last night or the night.
Okay.
Yeah, put a 1 in the chat if the audio is coming through. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is coming through. You always got to keep us abreast with the audio. It's holding it up. All right, so let us know you can hear these videos.
Out of the shooting, but was released after posting bail. He now faces 2 felony charges and is set to be arraigned Tuesday in LA. If convicted, he faces up to 23 years in prison.
Okay, so that was actually the footage. When you see
what's that footage? Because in that footage, I saw they had a woman in shackles.
Rapper Tory Lanez has been charged with shooting artist Megan Thee Stallion during an argument. The DA's office says Lanez, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, shot Megan's feet during an argument.
So that's her right there limping.
Okay, after she was blood on the floor.
Right after she was allegedly shot in the foot. Because I don't know anybody who's walking after you get shot in the foot. I never met anybody who was walking like that. But this is actually the footage of that night when it happened.
Okay.
I believe Tory Lanez is still in the car, or probably that was him. She was laying down on the floor.
Yeah.
In the Hollywood Hills, July 12th, the 28-year-old was arrested last night, or the night of the shooting.
She's like a giant, like a Milwaukee giant.
He now faces 2 felony charges and is set to be arraigned Tuesday in LA. If convicted, he faces up to 23 years in prison.
Gone. I could read a little bit more of that article as well. Be sure. 1 second. Boom. And actually, I got one of her rap lyrics actually here, and that goes to show you. I remember we was talking about this before. I think before we got live, how our people believe these artists when they talk about this thug life and gangster life and no snitching and all this nonsense. But what was the gangster in her? What was the savage in her the night she allegedly got shot in the foot? Allegedly, right? Where was the hot girl? Where was the Human Torch? The Houston Torch when she was allegedly shot in the foot? Where was it?
Boastful speech.
Because when you look at these lyrics, I got one of the lyrics right here. I actually wanted to read it right here for you. when you look at some of these lyrics that these rappers say, like they don't live the lives that they talk about. And you know, they push these things on our people. Our people can't see the difference between reality and the fantasy, the dream world. They can't see the difference between reality and sins. But the nations, they could tell the difference between a court jester and actual leader, like the chief said earlier. Right. They could see the difference, but we can't. So let me just read that real quick. All right. Lyrics to Savage, song by Megan Thee Stallion. I'm that B, yeah. Been that B, still that B. Will forever be that B. Forever be that B, ad-lib. I'm the hood Mona Lisa. Break a nigga into pieces. When did she... Why did she break Tory? Tory Lanez only 5 feet. 5 foot. 5'5".
About 120 pounds.
Why didn't she break Tory Lanez in half? She said, break a nigga into pieces. Had to X some cheesy niggas out my circle like a pizza. I'm way too exclusive. I don't shop on Insta boutiques. All them little blankety blank clothes only fit fake booties. Bad bees still talking cash-ish. Blankety blank like water. I'm unbothered and relaxing. I could never trip on a nigga if I had him. B, that's my trash. You the maid, so you bagged him. So she's talking all this nonsense. But what was his thug life when she was allegedly shot in the foot? What was her piece at? For you to say you're gonna break a nigga into pieces, right? That's big talk. You understand what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. And our people, when they see these lyrics, they just run with it. Like one of them right here. I make a call and get a P word nigga smacked. Who she call on Tory Lanez? Who she called on Tory Lanez? You know, I just wanted to read a little bit of these lyrics before we go back to the article. God, I'm ready whenever you are.
I mean, that filthy communication, we talked about it earlier, you know, that boastful speech. You know, scriptures say we're gonna give me that verse, every idle word, you know, every idle word we're gonna have to take account for. We don't get away with saying whatever we want to say. A lot of times we say, well, that's what I wanted to say, what I felt, that's what I wanted to say. But the reality of it is this: the power that we serve, he observes us, right? He observes us. He says we're in his hands. He watches over us. He knows what we getting into, what we're doing, what, you know, he even observes our hearts, what we're thinking. All right, read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 36. But I say unto you that every idle word.
How much idle word?
Every idle word.
So when she's talking about I'm going to break NIGGA into whatever, when she's saying all these things in her lyrics, the most I said, every idle word. Read on.
That every idle word that men shall speak.
That man shall speak. That's man and woman. Go ahead.
They shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment.
In the day of judgment, you need to talk. Yo, they're going to have the records. Was you the one saying all this?
Most I said that angel to try you. I want to see you break an NIGGA.
Mm-hmm.
Send that spirit to hop on somebody to church to see what you're going to do in that day.
The tongue is very powerful. You know, a lot of time they put this stuff on themselves. Read James 3 on that. Right? They put these things on themselves. All right. They express it. Listen, people talk about expressing themselves, but you can't just be reckless with the tongue. The scriptures teach us about that. All right. What you holding there? Yeah, come.
The book of James, chapter 3 and verse 5. Mm-hmm. Even so, the tongue is a little member and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth.
Right. So what? The tongue is like a little spark that burnt down the forest.
Right.
Right. A little campfire, some coals that wasn't burnt down 300 acres. Right. Because a little spark that's how the tongue is. A little spark can create a wildfire out of control. Read on.
And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. Mm. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature.
Right.
And it is set on fire of hell.
And it's set on fire of hell. Right. Setteth on fire the course of nature, meaning that what? Once you put something out there in the atmosphere, there's a reaction that's going to happen. There's a natural reaction. That's the course of nature. But it takes that course because of what you said. So being mindful of our speech and what we say, right, will bring peace to your life. And you won't be there limping, getting shot in the foot, right? Matter of fact, give me that Sirach 19. That
The Discourse of Fools?
nah, that's 26. 19, Sirach 19. Which, yeah, 6. 5 and 6.
The book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 6. He that can rule his tongue shall live without strife.
Mm-hmm.
And he that hateth babbling shall have less evil.
Right. So if you can rule your tongue, you will live without strife. Right? If you can rule your tongue, you will live without strife. What you say. Right? So she talk it up, she talk big, and now she's looking for trouble and looking for the
right,
the government to cover her or something like that. But there's a lot of evidence that supported that she never even got shot in the foot, right? So there's some tricky stuff going on there, but we can't judge between wicked and wicked. So we don't get too much involved in that part. All right. Another scripture that comes to mind when it comes to controlling our speech and understanding the outcome of speech is Proverbs 15.
Okay, I got scripture too. What's soft answer?
The next one.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 15 and verse 2.
Right.
The wise use knowledge aright.
Read it again.
The tongue of the wise uses knowledge aright.
The tongue of the wise uses knowledge the right way. Aright means the right way. The tongue of the wise uses knowledge the right way. So now we are mindful of how powerful the tongue is. We got to use our tongue the right way. We got to speak the right way. Read on.
But the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness.
But the mouth of fools will say whatever it feels like saying, whenever it feels like saying it. Right? It doesn't have any bridle to the mouth. Right? Read.
The eyes of the idle one are in every place,
Mm-hmm.
beholding the evil and the good.
That's why he said that every idle word, you're going to take account for it. Because his eyes is where? Every place.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the Most High's eyes? The angels are his eyes. And they're everywhere. Everything goes down in front of them. So just when you're telling somebody a secret and you're like, yo, don't tell nobody. But I'm telling you, guess who heard that?
Mm-hmm.
The Most High heard that. He heard everything that you said, right? So we got to be really mindful if we're wise to order our words correctly. Think about what we say before we say it. Go ahead. What you pulling?
The book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and 7. Mm-hmm. A fool's mouth is his destruction.
This is what?
Destruction. Uh-huh. And his lips are the snare of his soul.
It's a trap. Your mouth will get you trapped up. Right?
Right.
And we live in a time where social media, we live in a time where it's, people make a career out of saying stuff.
I got another.
You know what I'm saying?
One right here too.
Right, what you got?
Proverbs 18 and 6 in the NLT. Fools' words get them into constant quarrels. Mm-hmm. They are asking for a beating.
They're asking for a whooping. I should have put whooping in there. Right? So what can we pull away from this article? Watch what you say. Right? So now, speaking about talking, I heard Gunna's been doing some talking. All right. I already been doing some
Gunna snitch.
Some snitching, some talk a lot. So let's see what's going on with this young man.
All right. See if I remember correctly. Okay. So just to catch everybody up right here, the case right here. All right. Earlier this year, Young Thug, real name Jeffrey Williams, was arrested during a raid on an Atlanta mansion after being charged with criminal activity that prosecutors say violated Georgia's RICO Act. Gunner, real name Sergio Kitchens, was also arrested around the same time. Young Thug is the founder of a label called Young Stoner Life.
Young Stoner Life. Was that talking about high? Go ahead.
But according to the indictment seen by Insider, the rapper is one of the founding members of the YSL Young Slime Life group, a incorporated street gang, and not a record label. Prosecutors said the YSL group is affiliated with another high-profile gang and named Young Thug, Gunner, rapper Yak Gotti, and 25 others in the lengthy indictment. All 28 individuals, including Young Thug and Gunner, were sequentially charged with racketeering, and the indictment contained descriptions of other criminal acts that support further charges for those named. These other charges included murder, aggravated assault, theft, drug possession, participating in street gang activity, and more, all reportedly between 2012 and 2020. All told, the defendants face 56 charges. So that's what happened when they got locked up. So we're going to skip over to what's going on currently with Young Thug and what's going on with Gunner. So give me about 30 seconds. Let me get that next video sent to you right now.
Con.
With Gunner Snitch.
So now,
allegedly.
You know, the form of what we're trying to we go to these articles to show real life situations that if the law of the Most High was present, it wouldn't have went down that way. Right. If the law of the Most High was present, you know, he wouldn't be getting involved in what he's getting involved in. But that whole want to be famous, want to be rich in his kingdom causes, people to act out and put themselves in situations where they ought not to be in, you know. So these young men, these young women that's, you know, in the limelight, you know, a lot of our young people emulate them and live their type of lifestyles, but nobody brings glory or brings light on when they mess up.
Right.
You know, all those charges coming down on Gunner, I know he's in there singing like a canary, you know, pointing out people that had nothing to do with nothing. But is that wrong? Is it wrong to snitch? We asked the family, because somebody in the chat.
Is it wrong to testify?
Is it wrong to testify? Is it wrong to snitch? Is it wrong to say what happened, even though you're going to save you some time in jail? Right? I want to see the chat. I want to see how we feeling about him. You know, maybe he's not wrong to try to defend his best interests.
Because right now I'm gonna give you guys a tip. That's a trick question. Is it wrong to snitch? That's a trick question.
You know what I mean? I would like to get a response in the chat. Where's the chat at? Right? Let's get a response. Is it wrong to snitch? I see. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of thy mouth. Khan Isharapaya, you know. Yeah, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. We got to be mindful of what we say. It's very important, because some people think they can say what they want to say. Nobody can tell my mouth. I can say what I want to say. Okay, you can, but there's going to be what? Repercussions, right? You know, people are, you know, jumping on social media, making proclamations that things they never did before, right? Claiming to have some sort of knowledge of things that they. The scriptures say, "Don't profess knowledge that you don't have." What's that verse? Profess not knowledge. I got that one, right? Because there's scripture for everything, right? People claiming to know things they don't even know, all right, and then causing problems. So now the question that went out: should you snitch, or should you see? Snitches already sound like it's a bad thing, right? Should you tell when something is going awry? When you're knowledgeable of the wickedness, should you tell? Right? Is that tattling?
I got it.
Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 3. Slakia. The book of Sirach, chapter 3, and verse 25.
Yeah.
Without eyes, thou shalt want light. Profess not the knowledge, therefore, that thou hast not.
Read that again.
Profess not the knowledge.
Read it from the top.
Without eyes, thou shalt want light.
So he always starts with a metaphor. Without eyes, you're gonna want light. Meaning that what? A blind person, all they want to do is what? They want to see. If your eyesight was taken from you, the most important thing to you at that point is you want to see.
Right.
Right. That's the same thing as somebody professing knowledge that they don't have.
Right.
Meaning you act like you know something, but you don't know.
Right.
Right. You don't know. You didn't even take the time to know, but you acting like you know. So this is very important right here. You know, if we were to follow these simple commands, it would prevent a lot of foolishness from going down.
So like, yeah.
What pulled up?
DJ Baruch said, Pharrell said snitch means sorry, nigga. I'm trying to come home.
I'm just trying to get home. I feel you, DJ Baruch. I'm just trying to get home. Right? Sometimes they got
that's a Judite saying right there, boy.
Right. Powerful verse. 325. Sirach. Make sure you have that in your arsenal, family, when you're wondering how to operate. Without eyes, right? You know, you're going to want to see the light. That's all that's going to be important to you. But you can't see it. And without knowledge, you don't speak of things you don't know about. I don't care what anybody said. If you don't know, don't speak about it. He said, it's not wrong to testify in honesty, but if you're doing it because you got caught up, then that's foul. Okay. Sister Moriah Israel, all right, says, you know, that it's nothing wrong with testifying in honesty, right? But you only doing it because you got caught up. Otherwise, you wouldn't have testified. I guess, you know, I'm gathering that's the thought pattern.
I got the precept too in the law.
What you got?
The book of Leviticus, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing and is a witness.
And it's a what?
A witness.
All right. So now we go into Torah. And Torah is our instruction. Torah, what tells us, you know, we could talk about what we feel, but right. Torah tells me what it is.
Right.
A soul sin. You saw somebody do the wrong thing. They're doing the wrong thing. You're aware of it. The Most High made you what? A witness of the wrong thing coming to pass. Read on. I didn't want to read ahead.
Whether he hath seen or known of it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity.
So now, if you don't say something, you're guilty too. That's how the Most High operate.
You know, it's like, and that's heavy because
it's heavy.
I seen like I remember I had an encounter with the spirit like this like a couple years ago around the Marshall Yasha Allah time, right? Where a brother was given the opportunity to say witnesses like, "Yo, where did you hear this from?" Well, I'm not selling no one out. I ain't saying nothing. That's an evil, wicked nigga spirit right there because that's against Torah. Because
what about the victim?
Right. What about the
Nobody
victim?
thinks about the vic.
Right. What about repentance? Right.
Nobody thinks about the victim. Nobody thinks about the Most High. They just want to, self. I ain't selling nobody. I ain't going to say nothing to nobody. I don't get down like that. I ain't no snitch.
The truth ain't for you.
Hold on. What about the victim? What about the Most High? The Most High made you a what? A witness. So he made you a witness to see if you're going to do the right thing with what you've seen. And according to Leviticus 5:1, the right thing is to bring it out. Bring it out. I saw this. I heard this. I'm just bringing it out.
Right.
You don't have to be the judge, the jury. Listen, that's not who you are in the court. You're the witness. They put the witness on the stand and ask the witness, what did you see? What did you hear? You don't have to judge it. All you got to do is witness it. And if you witness it, speak on it when the time comes to speak on it. Okay? That's the right thing. That's the Torah way of handling things. All right? You want to go back to Torah? Is that it on that?
Yeah, that was it on that.
Okay.
And just to go, I remember I was speaking to some of the students at my job about this because they'll do something so stupid and I'll ask, who did it? Oh, I ain't snitching, da, da, da. And I have to ask, what does snitching mean? Mm-hmm. Everybody gets quiet. Mm-hmm. Snitching is like what the sister said. If somebody robs Wells Fargo, right, and both of you get sent downtown and you say, he did it, even though you was trying to get the bag too. Yeah, that's snitching. That's both of you was in the wrong, and you sold out the Lucifer, even though you saying you sold out Lucifer. Right. That's what snitching is. Right.
Snitching when you're in cahoots with that ill behavior, but now when you get caught, you want to then say, "Oh, who else was with you?" Right. Right. But if you're just seeing something that's wrong and you speaking about it, that's not snitching. All right. So, what's the consensus? Is gonna have told?
Actually, got a little bit more. And I don't know if you want to play the video right now because I sent that's the link I sent you when he was in court.
Oh, the video from the court?
Yeah, that's the video from when he was in court. Let's
see what happened while I was in court, family.
That's Young Thug Jeffrey Williams.
Hydrocodone, methamphetamines.
Yes, ma'am. Let's go commercial break after the DJ.
Damn.
That's it. It's pretty So,
man, this guy said yes to everything. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So did he snitch or did he do what Tory told him?
He's at a position now where he didn't call out nobody's particular name, just agreed to everything the lady was saying. But still, he probably threw some people under the bus. But still, you know.
You said dry snitching?
It ain't dry when you in the courtroom. You snitching for a reason. You try. How R. Kelly said, "This is my life. This is my life." You talking about, right? So he fighting for his life. He ain't going down with the ship.
I remember Gunna is known for wearing tight pants and stuff like that in the rap game. He probably missed wearing them tight pants.
He can't go to jail. Right. Family, where's my DJ? It's about that time. DJ Baruch, want you to turn on the 1 and 2s. Let's give our people something to listen to. Righteous music. This is the Bring It Out radio show. Remember, this is dedication time. Like the menorah, Hanukkah, like the menorah. Take you on a journey like Nora D.
When you're sitting on the street, don't think too weak when you're sitting on the street. Don't think too weak when you're sitting on the street. For the scriptures we are teach, the Bible we are preach. Hey, don't think too weak when you're sitting on the street. The scriptures we are teach, the Bible we are preach. You're sitting on the streets, don't think too weak, don't think too weak. Israelites likely, not try come fight me. Why know you are sick, do we live up on the street? Mine us have you think, me a big you not beat man. Cause we are no big man, we are the real Christian. We don't know Islam, search every religion. And you see a we man, I tell you no be strong. And not even no the law, and not that to no one to kick me down and box up and jar. Na. Me say that to no care. We ever day in the streets, and she accept the tweet. But every black every corner, where you see we are teach. It all lick up the dust, after the virgin them feet. You don't think we weak when you see me on the street. The scriptures we are teach, the Bible we are preach. You see me on the streets. Don't think we weak, don't think we weak. Don't think we weak when you see me on the street. The scriptures we are teach, the Bible we are preach. You see me on the streets. Don't think we weak, don't think we weak.
You see us on the corner with Bibles in our hands, drinking senses to Homer. You don't understand. Ain't nothing like the reverence. We nothing like the churches. Drop us 1511. It's not the first. You feel it just for army. Cause we war ready. And if you try to harm me, just get my sword here. We gotta see. Ain't got it, and we ain't gonna regret it. The dirt's so muddy. From leaving you beheaded. Anyway, steady comment. Davis, we the give the mighty man of valor. Out here for our people to get them to the marriage. You can find us in the ghettos where they fit us in the attic. Got a Bible, the rivals we defeat, your idols we gon' burn, and then we throw a feast. The reason for the staff is for knocking out your teeth. Don't play with me.
Don't think too weak when you're sitting on the street. The scriptures we are teach, the Bible we are preach. You're sitting on the streets. Don't think too weak, don't think too weak.
On the block, know you see the kings on the block, bringing out the word in every spot, bringing out the word in every spot. You see them kings on the block now, bringing out the word in every spot now. 1611 is our Glock now. All around the world got it locked down. You see them kings on the block now, bringing out the word in every spot now. 1611 is our Glock now. All around the world got it locked down. You see them prophets on them corners. 1611 got them on us. Spreading out this word like corona. Waking up our people out of comas. Yeah, this truth, they can't stop now. No matter what they do, we bring it out now. You come against the Lord, you'll be confounded. With that two-edged sword, you'll get chopped down. Hey, you see them kings on the block now. Bringing out the word in every spot now. 1611 is our Glock now. All around the world got it locked down. You see them kings on the block now. Bringing out the word in every spot now. 1611 is our Glock now. All around the world got it locked down. Thinking it's a drive-by, 40 soldiers creeping like thieves in the night time. Never my brother, if we rollin', we gon' know how today. Ain't no greater love for my brother, my life up on the line. Hey, they gon' get this wisdom if we don't go out to teach. Y'all run the prince of power, you is mix back, kiss the ring up and say for the kingdom, son, to know he be reaching. We'll be in these trenches teaching out, shout conflict. Hey, you see them kings on the block now. Bringing out the word in every spot now. 1611 is our Glock now. All around the world got it locked down. You see them kings on the block now. Bringing out the word in every spot now. 1611 is our Glock now. All around Hey. Shout out ASAP on the engineering. Shout out to Brother J on the beat. Let's go. Hey. Check me out. 7-12-7-8, I hit the earth. All 7-12-7-8, I hit the earth. All 7-12-7-8, I hit the earth. All praises to the Father for my birth, like the frankincense and myrrh. Now it's Frenches on my shirt, cause I put the Father first. Kick my friends to the curb, then I swerve. Ricky Bobby in the streets with the scripts for the lost sheep, like Uber Eats. Mask off, I got faith in Hamashiach. Blast off in his face in the chariots. Fornication with the nations got us waiting for salvation. Just be patient, milk and honey, I can taste it on. And where the priest behind. You don't know where you're going unless you know where you come from. In my spirit, I spit it and they hear it. 12 tribes love it. The other nations fear it and clear it. I'ma spit until it's over with.
What is cold? Hell is hot. Prosper in the law, call it jackpot. Never sell your soul, this is food for thought. Martyr for the Lord, juggernaut. I got the bow, I got the hammer. Trust in the Lord, never trust the drama. We in the slums, we in the sticks. On the corners where them brothers drop a couple bricks. But dice with the law, if you live in the sin. Gonna burn with the skin that you win, and the Lord ain't your friend if you really don't repent. He might just forgive, but it really just depends. If he's going off again and again, you should really chase the kingdom, but you rather find them rims. If you living as a criminal, the Lord will apprehend. Cause you love living wicked just to chase some different things. You gon' hold that L cause we looking for wins. I hold my head high as that boat starts to bend. You running out of time, bro, don't be a fool. You drowning in your sins, don't drown in the pool. You love living high, but I call that thing a crap rock. Bring a slow to the room, I guess that's a hot pop. He ruined my blood, I'm born in Florida. If you keep sending boys nice knowing you, better grab the tool, ya. Angels can be cruel, don't be stupid, they will kill ya. Better live your life on the wives not familiar. Love the 100 lives in the life, then be still there. I be like, oh yeah, Israelite, oh yeah. Speaking on the truth and the truth, I'm a true girl. Let your light shine, you'll be fasting up the Lord's prayer. If you deny, you might die for these nightmares. You gotta wait for it in my mind, I'm like whatever. I was there, broke, I couldn't rub pennies together. I was so embarrassed cause they treat me like the peasant. And I found the kingdom, watch the riches as they gather to the top. I ain't have to sell no bar. Pray the most high, y'all. Hair move when I bop. The Messiah gave me the keys. Now them doors unlocked. I can hear the devil knock. Tell them keep it moving like clocks. I was free from the box. Now it's time to say the flop. I am not afraid of death. No, I'm not afraid of cops. Keep preaching, don't stop. Keep preaching, don't stop. What did he say to preach? He said preach the kingdom non-stop. So why did we ever stop? Participate, don't watch. Cause them angels gon' jot. And the most high, yeah, you watch. The other side, they going hard, so this side cannot flop. Our kingdom is forever, so that means we can't stop. Shalom.
If they don't accept a higher, leave them in the dirt. We just call that doing the work. Doing the work. Doing the work. Yeah, doing the work. Doing the work. So let's do the work. Get the word out, let's do all the work. If they don't accept a higher, leave them in the dirt. We just call that doing the work. Doing the work. Doing the work. Yeah, doing the work. Doing the work. They looking at me strange like I'm black and ease. I'm just trying to show them what they need to see. They probably won't get the truth until we full on Chinese. Well, I guess that's happy. Some people just don't have the eyes to see. Everybody in your city throwing up threes. This 12, that's Katniss ever did. All of this. I almost ran up on it. Man, I'm running around like my little daughter. Hey, Father, I just want to be heard. Hey, really? I just want to save souls, man. Actually, I'm just trying to play my role. Yes, sometimes I might fall back, but I keep coming back like I'm dead Rose. Man, these truth got these boys exposed. They gossiping, acting like some crows. They say they out there doing the work, but you don't see nothing. That's how you know they hate themselves. We just give them rope. Jon Snow, I could have cut their throat. Yeah, they think that they had me shook, but the truth hit them with that okey doke. Hey, do what? Let's do the work. Get the word out. Let's do all the work. If they don't accept a higher, leave them in the dirt. We just call that doing the work. Doing the work. Doing the work. Yeah, doing the work. Doing the work. Do what? Let's do the work. Get the word out. Let's do all the work. If they don't accept a higher, leave them in the dirt. We just call that doing the work.
You gotta wait for it in my mind, I'm like whatever. I was there, broke, I couldn't rock their knees together. I was so
So P gang careful. I couldn't come up with a hook, so I decided to put some drip on instead. You feel me? Yeah, I did. Swag, 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 drip, swag, drip, swag, drip.
That's my DJ Baruch putting on the 1 and 2.
They hate on the fact that I do my due diligence, always be judging me. I don't care nothing about it, cause let's just be honest, them be the same ones who look up to me. Let me humble myself, I'm nobody's idol. I'm a workaholic, I hate being idle. I was sent here by guys who inspire. If I almost dead, I get on fire. Man, I be holding it hard. I stay in my lane.
Pull it. That's what I'm talking
Right, go and be drunk.
Let's get that swag on. That's real, dude. I know what it sounds like. DJ Baruch.
I couldn't come up with a hook, so I decided to put some drip on instead. You feel me? Yeah, swag, 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 drip, 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 swag. They hate on the fact that I do my due diligence, always be judging me. I don't care nothing about it, cause let's just be honest, them be the same ones who look up to me. Let me humble myself, I'm nobody's idol. I'm a workaholic, I hate being idle. I was sent here by guys who inspire. For almost a decade, I've been on fire. Man, I be holding it down. I stay in my lane, I help people change. I serve, I don't wear a crown. I fight in them days wherever I go, it be gloomy when I'm not around. Whenever I stand in the midst of my elders, I listen, I don't make a sound. I'm a sponge, I be soaking the wisdom, I'm full of it now. I'm a G, so I stick to the G code. I do what I do for my people. The elite mode, I am lethal. It's the Matrix, I am Neo. I go beast mode, I'm a cheat code. I'm a bully on the beat, I'm Debo. And you ain't really gotta ask who the best when it comes to dropping hit at the hit, cause we know. I make sure I meditate every day. That's the only way I get rid of heavyweight. When I do that, I upgrade my DNA. Who cares what haters say? I wanna levitate so I can get to a higher state of consciousness. The God in me, I am at one with it. Oh, in this body, I'm not to be doing these words. Just know that my eye be running it. Swag, 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 drill, swag, drill, swag, drill, swag, drill, swag, drill. Yeah,
I pray to y'all that one day my people see them chariots spreading the word in them streets for my people not hearing us. I pray that we make it through the fire. This word gon' take us higher, yes I know. I pray to y'all that one day my people see them chariots spreading the word in them streets for my people not hearing us. I pray that we make it through the fire. This word gon' take us higher. Yeah, I've been down bad. Nobody know who I am. Now it's time to be great. I'm on a mission trying to stay persistent. These demons can't get in the way. This is my exodus plan. Trying to get next to the man. I know this world gonna keep me away from my vision, but I got these blessings at hand. Yeah. Cause we've been cursed, now it's time to break it. Babylon, yes, I'm trapped inside with these wicked demons. I've been losing patience. I had the faith of a mustard seed. Now I gotta plant it right into my garden and watch it grow into a bunch of trees. Growth and prosperity, yes, it's something that I love to see. I cannot quit. Thinking back on the days I was misguided, I reminisce. Now I know my heritage, I gotta cherish it. I'm trying to live. Yes, I got so much to give. We can't be saved until it's the hand. I'm staying strong, I cannot switch. I'm hanging on, I got the grip. I pray to y'all that one day my people see them chariots. Spreading the word in them streets for my people not hearing us. I pray that we make it through the fire. This work on.
I got 80 on me. Got 80 on you. 80 books in the can. In the cannon. I got the 80 on me. Got the 80 on you. 80 books in the can. In the cannon. I got 80 on. Got 80. 80 books in the can. In the cannon. 80 books in the can. 16 11. 80 books in the can. 16 11. I got 80 on. 16 11. 80 books in the can. 16 11. I got 80 on. 16 11. 80 books in the can. 16 11. 80 books in the can. In the cannon. 80 books in the can. In the cannon. 80 books in the can. In the cannon.
80 books in the cannon. That's my jam.
I got 80 on 16 11. 80 books in the can. 16 11.
That's my jam. 16.
Y'all about Shem Yahweh Shabbat.
We got 80 on them.
Come on, man. Come on. Let's get it. I got 80 on me. Got 80 on you. 80 books in the can. In the cannon. I got the 80 on. Got the 80 on you. 80 books in the can. In the cannon. I got 80 on. Got 80. 80 books in the can. In the cannon. 80 books in the can. 16 11. 80 books in the can. 16 11. I got 80 on. 16 11. 80 books in the can. 16 11. I got 80 on. 16 11. 80 books in the can. 16 11. 80 books in the can. In the cannon. 80 books in the can. In the cannon. 80 books in the can. In the cannon. 80 books in the can. I got 80 on. 16 11. 80 books in the can. 16 11. 80 books in the can. In the cannon. 80 books in the can. In the cannon. I got the 80 on. 16 11. 80 books in the can. 16 11. 80 books in the can. In the cannon. 80 books in the can. Let's get it. Going to hit the block. Let's hit it. I got 80 on. I got the 16 11. I got my soldiers with me. Y'all with me? I got my soldiers with me. My Akims. We come to bring this word. LOC. We come to bring the lift. Come on, bring it to him. I got that 80 on. Got 80. 80 books in the can. In the can. Go ahead and give it to him. Come on now. We're dropping precepts. Precepts. So wake our people up. Bring that out. Take it.
That's my DJ Baruch. 80 on them. 16 in the cannon. Treasure Coast. Marshawn. Shout out to the whole family in Treasure Coast. We back on. We back in. We back to the conversation and the discussion. So we spoke about Megan, Tory. We talked about Gunna, and now we're going to talk about
Horry Harvey.
Little Miss Horry Harvey. And we, first of all, sisters, this is an example on how not to be. A lot of our sisters have beauty on the outside, right? But what's going on the inside of them,
Right.
you know, is there's nothing beautiful happening there, you know. And Miss Little Harvey is an example of this, and you're going to see why I'm saying this in a minute. The scriptures tell us to not gaze upon the beauty of a woman. Let me get that. Get not a woman according to her beauty. I just looking at that scripture. It tells us not to judge a woman solely according to her appearance. Little Miss Harvey, although she can be viewed as physically attractive, but her spirit is far from anything that any brother should intertwine themselves in. What you got there?
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 25. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids.
With her what?
With her eyelids.
With her eyelids. Read on.
For by means of a whorish woman.
By what kind of woman?
A whorish woman.
Now, what is a whorish woman?
Horry Harvey.
Right? A whorish woman is a woman that goes around quote unquote dates.
Right.
Right? In this society, they call it dating. In the time of the Most High, they call it being a harlot or being a whorish woman, meaning that sleeping with multiple partners without covenant. Right? You go from this guy to this guy to this guy to this guy. No covenants, no lifelong commitments. Just moving along and seeing what fits, right? And moving on to the next one without any proper commitment or covenant. Hold that and give me Hebrews 13 and verse 4, Baba Kusha.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all things, and the bed undefiled.
And the what?
The bed undefiled.
Right. So the Most High is not against intercourse. Matter of fact, the first charge he gave man and woman when he created them on the earth was to what? Be fruitful and multiply. So the very first charge he gave man from creation is to get with their woman, be fruitful and multiply. So we know that's Torah. But now what's going on in the earth today is that, this is taken out way out of context, and that they're just laying around. Strange women. Right? And our little sister here now, and Steve Harvey, he be a relationship coach and all these things. That's a funny thing. You could be a guide to somebody else, but then your own household is gone nuts. You can't be a prophet to your own self, but you're a prophet to others. His daughter is, I would say loose to say the least. And we're gonna go down the list of what I'm talking about. All right, let me get Proverbs 6 and verse 1 too. I'm gonna say she loose to say the least. And we're gonna go down the list of what we're talking about. Why are we saying this about the young sister? Right? Read that.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 1.
Come on.
My son.
My who?
My son.
My what?
My son.
I want to talk to all the young men that's logged into the Bring It Out radio show. Because we can't blame the woman. Because as men, we got to take position of leadership, ownership. We got to take control of our lives, our communities, our families, our nation. Right? And if we are, there's instructions that's in the scriptures that's for our benefit. Because there's going to be certain evils in the world. And one evil that's always been in the world is the spirit of fornication. Right? Read that again.
My son, if thou be surety for thy friend, if thou
my son, okay, read it again.
My son, if thou be surety for thy friend, if thou hast stricken thy hand with a stranger. That's not it.
Salaki, that's not the verse I'm looking for. I think it's 5 and 1. My son.
From the strange woman, right?
Yeah. 5 and 3. I just saw it.
Oh, okay, fine. For the lips of a strange woman.
Let's start with 5 and 1.
Verse 1. My son, attend unto my wisdom and bow thine ear to my understanding.
This is what I'm looking for. So the Most High is telling us as young men and men, old men, doesn't matter, just men, bow our ear to his understanding. Bow your ear means not just hear me, but listen to me and follow what I'm telling you. Read on.
That thou mayest regard discretion.
Uh-huh.
And that thy lips may keep knowledge.
Come on.
For the lips of a strange woman.
What kind of woman?
Of a strange woman.
What kind of woman?
Of a strange woman.
What does that word strange mean in this context? Right? Does that mean just a woman that you never met before?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or a woman that you had no business laying with? Right? That's a strange woman. Right? A woman that you have no right reason to intertwine with in this way. Right? Read on.
I got you. Let me actually get some of the definitions for this. Oh,
you got definition? Okay. Cap gonna bring the definition. We're gonna go into the.
So one of them that caught
This
my
is the
attention
blue
right
letter Bible. For those of you online that don't know where the Cap be going and they be getting the super breakdown, you get the breakdown. When you deal with the Cap, you'll get a super breakdown, right? And you got to go to the blue letter Bible, right? You got to go to the Strongs. You got to go and get the definitions of the word in the native tongue language so you can fully understand what was being orientated to through the Spirit to the children of Israel, whom you are. Read that.
So one thing we got to remember is context over definition, how the word is being used in the verse. So the Hebrew word is zawar in the ancient Hebrew. And the one that caught my attention right here is loathsome of breath, strange woman, prostitute, harlot, which is a hoe in modern day times.
Right.
That's the type of woman that it's talking about.
Right. So a prostitute, a whore, a hoe is the strange woman in the context in Proverbs 5 and verse 3. We need to be clear on this. Right? We need to be clear on this. What is that? This is a woman that has multiple partners. They don't have to be at the same time, in the same life period, having no covenant of marriage. Okay? We read in Hebrews 13 and verse 4 that marriage is honorable above all things. Right? So that's why the bed is undefiled. But if you're not marrying, then you're moving in the spirit of the strange woman for our daughters that's out there. Right? Read on.
For that thou mayest, my son, okay, for the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil.
Right?
But her end is as bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword.
Right. Wormwood is a root that's put in water and it makes the water very bitter, hard to drink. Right? We said her end is bitter as wormwood and sharper than a two-edged sword. That means what? It's deadly and hurtful. Read on.
Her feet go down to hell.
Go down to where?
To hell.
To where?
To hell.
You got hell?
Oh, so sorry, to death. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm looking right here.
Her feet go down to hell. Read on.
Her steps take hold on hell.
Right. We not children of death and hell. We about the Lord, life and light. So we need to ponder. Well, read on, next verse.
Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them.
Right, her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. Meaning that what? She's slick. So you got to be careful, family. Our brothers got to be careful looking out for this type of sister. And our sisters got to make sure, check yourself. Are you that type of sister? All right. And if you are, you need to repent, straighten up, and get on that narrow path.
Right.
You was jumping down to verse 7? Well, go ahead, read.
Hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth. Remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house.
Don't even go near her door. Right? Remove yourself far from her, and neither go near her door. So what is this instructing our young men? Be mindful of the women you get in contact with. And for our young daughters, be mindful of what type of woman you are. And if you need to change, you need to repent, come in quickly. Right? Because this society teaches you to be like Horry Harvey. Let's talk about Horry Harvey for a minute now. Let's see what we're talking about.
This is her right here.
Now, the scriptures say, even though her lips might, they said it dropped like the honeycomb. Now, I don't know what her lips like, but I could go by the video, the picture, right? She's probably, could be considered an attractive woman, right? To most men, right? Read on. Let's see what's going on with it.
Lori Harvey makes men sign NDAs.
What's that?
NDAs.
NDAs. What does that NDA stand for?
There are 4 things you should know about it right here.
Okay, what is an NDA? Go ahead.
Source: non-disclosure agreements, or NDAs, as they are sometimes called, are legally enforced agreements between parties.
What goes down with Harvey stays with Harvey. She don't want what happened with you and her.
No story that goes down with
about.
Tory.
Right?
Right.
You know why? Because she knows that what she's doing and how she's living her life, right, is shameful. Haba probably made her do that. Because Haba tries to, Haba, for those that don't know, is Steve Harvey from the Steve Harvey Show, from the radio, from Family Feud. And he probably said, you better have these knuckleheads. So if you're out there harmed, make sure they sign NDAs so the story don't come back on you, that's going to come back on me, and I lose my credibility, right? So he probably the one that had her get these things signed. You know what I mean? I don't even know if she was wise enough to get this because he got more to lose than her.
Right.
Right? He got multiple contracts and jobs, Steve Harvey. Read on.
That ensure that certain information will remain confidential.
Right.
And while NDAs are known by many names, including confidentiality agreements, CAs, confidential disclosure agreements, and proprietary information agreements, they typically have one very important thing in common.
Right.
Once an individual signs an NDA, they cannot discuss any information.
They can what?
Cannot discuss any information.
She putting a new law into place.
Right.
You want to deal with me? You cannot discuss. Why can't we discuss? If things are good, if things are right, or wholesome and lawful, what are we holding back on? But if things is filthy McNasty, I don't think she want that to get out. All right. There's something to hide here. Okay. So we're talking about it to show our brothers and our sisters, there's no new spirit on the earth. These are old spirits. This is the same harlot spirit that was we just read about in Proverbs, the 5th chapter. Right? Same spirit. So we're to keep ourselves away from the strange woman, and we got our own women. Right? We don't need to deal with the strange woman. Right? Matter of fact, in Proverbs, sip from thy own cistern. What's that? I think it's the same chapter, 5. It's the same chapter.
Right here. The book.
Drink water from thy own, yeah.
The
15,
book
5:15.
of Proverbs, chapter 5, verse 15.
Yep.
Drink out of thy own cisterns.
Drink what?
Drink out of thy own cisterns.
A cistern is like a well. Right? It says drink out of your own well. A well is a massive amount of water that's for a community, right? It's like they still call them cisterns in some of the Caribbean countries that feed the water to the local houses. The scriptures say, sip from thy own cistern. If you're going to get a woman, get them from your own community, your Israelite community, right? Don't go out there getting the dragon, you know what I mean, trying to wrestle a dragon, and then you're trying to
call the chief minister at 5 a.m. for the answers.
I don't have the answers. Read on.
And running waters out of thy own well.
And running waters out of thy own well, amongst thy own congregation, those that believe what you believe, those that are into what you into, that's where you're supposed to, if you're going to have success. Read on.
Let me just read it right here because it just says it just like what you said about a wife. In the New Living Translation. Drink water from your own well. Share your love only with your wife.
Okay.
Simple.
Right? You can share your love with what belongs to you. Your Isha. Right? If you're going to have one, get her, and that's where you sip the water. And that's the woman you enjoy. Right? Read on.
Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad and rivers of waters in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Let them be only thine own.
Let it be where?
Be only thine own.
Let you enjoy fully, but let it be only thy own. Okay? You can enjoy your woman, right? A lot of brothers, they don't want to enjoy their woman. I don't understand it, right? What's the purpose of having a wife you don't enjoy?
Well, I remember when Captain Bias said this, right? He said this like maybe 3 years ago. Because, you know, he be hearing famous quotes, like Twitter quotes. And I remember he said something like, when he was giving counsel, he was having a conversation. He said, like, he don't go out like that. That's when he was still living down here. He said he don't go out like that because he actually enjoys being at home with his wife and chilling, and he just enjoys the presence.
Right.
And he was like, some brothers, they just don't want to go home, and they make it seem like it's a bad thing to chill with your wife. You're supposed to enjoy it. That's what she was there.
You're supposed to enjoy your wife.
So.
You're supposed to enjoy your wife. That's what the scriptures tell us. Brothers got a whole wife at home and they fantasizing about some chick they don't even know. You got a whole real wife, a whole flesh and blood thing, and your mind is somewhere else with some knucklehead with Steve Horry Harvey. Because we got these bad habits amongst our people. We got to stop that nonsense. Fantasy, right? Fantasy woman. I saw a sister post a chip, a vagina chip. Did you see that?
A what?
A vagina chip, a computer chip. All right, we will talk about that another time. You ain't seen the chip.
That's a strange doctrine.
That's a strange. Some stranger times are coming out.
That might be the mark of the beast.
Listen, some things going down in the metaverse. You don't want listen. You don't want to end up in the metaverse with some damn foolishness, right? Read on.
Let them be only thine own and not strangers with thee.
Let it be your own and not strangers with thee.
Right.
Right? Leave them strange chicks alone. That's not your woman. Deal with your woman. Every woman is not your woman. Very important we understand what he instructed us this all through the Bible. It has to be important. Because no way the Most High spent so much time telling us about fornication if it's unimportant,
right.
If it don't matter, right? There's hundreds of verses in the Bible dealing with fornication. You gonna tell me it don't matter? It's very important and crucial to our salvation that we hold ourselves for ours only. Read on.
Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth.
And there it is. Rejoice with your wife. Go ahead.
Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe.
Mm-hmm.
Let her breast satisfy thee at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And be thou ravished always with her love.
Right. Be ravished with her love. Like you said, a cat brought. I said, I'm good being home. I don't got to go nowhere.
Right.
I'm good. I'm going to the club and I'm looking at these strange women. One walking that way, so like, you're in the gym and they got this on and they got that on. What is this about?
You can always get your woman that same outfit.
That's
and chase her in the crib. Y'all can do a whole marathon in the crib.
Let me talk to my brothers for a second. Come closer to the computer. Listen, brother. If it's all about that, put some damn heels on the woman and have her walk around the house, right? You don't gotta take her nowhere. You don't gotta go outside and look at nothing else. Got one in the house. Put some heels on her, right?
Give her a new lace front.
Put a lace front on her head. Put some outfit on her and enjoy the darn woman you got before you end up in foolishness. Okay. Just had to have a word with my brethren for a moment. I had to have a word with them. Hope you understood what I'm saying. All right. But all in all, it all comes back to what? Preserving righteousness. Preserving what's good in the sight of the Most High. Okay? All right? So now, dealing with Ms. Harvey, what this NDA is implying is that she has to have sworn secrecy for you to deal with her because she done dealt with so many people, right? And things that you're going to get around her and witness, she can't have that go out and leak out because it's going to jack her father up, right? And I've been holding her down, letting her be the whore that she wants to be or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever however this works, right? So let's go back to the article.
Lori makes all the men sign an NDA to ensure the privacy of their conversations.
Come on.
One of the friends has told media take out. The confidant revealed that the agreement forbids the suitor to show the friend's photos or read the friend's messages to anyone.
Okay.
The parties are also barred from capturing any screens of the discussions or communications, including video chat.
Damn, you can't even share your texts with her. Your texts better not leak out. Your screenshots better not be found. Yo, this is serious. What is she doing? You got to ask yourself, what is going on in this woman's life? I want to get to the list of men that have been dealing with this darn woman, man. But she got a laundry list. And this is some ballers, some shot callers. So these are men that can get it, what woman they want out there in the world. But she lining them up. Go ahead.
If the men choose to defy the agreement, they will face some pretty serious ramifications. The insider also said that the airtight agreement contained $1 million penalty for any breach. It was drawn up by the same leading Los Angeles law firm responsible for Drake's notorious non-disclosure agreements.
Jake on that same foolishness. Everybody that's there fishing around town, quote unquote dating, right? AKA whoring, right? Got these non-disclosure agreements because they know that what their lifestyle is not right.
Right.
Where you see a husband and wife have a non-disclosure agreement? I never heard of that. Why would a husband and wife need a non-disclosure? You husband and wife, right? What's the problem? The scriptures say the marriage bed is undefiled. So what's the issue? But the issue comes into play when you want to be whoring around. Read on.
Anyone who wants to date Lori has to sign it, the friend said.
Mm-hmm.
Now the single man is exempt, and any of Harvey's male celebrity friends who signed the agreement.
Male celebrity friends that signed the agreement. Why would a friend need to sign the agreement? That's not your friend. It's not. It gone way past friend. By the time you have to sign that agreement, right? You guys are sexually intertwined. That's not your friend, right? I know what Lil Jon said we'd be lovers and friends, right? Rita.
Who signed the agreement have chosen to remain nameless. Between the end of 2020 and the beginning of this year, Harvey was fairly at ease displaying her relationship with Michael B. Jordan in public.
Oh, now you with Michael B.
Jordan.
Creed, right? Boxing dude, right? He said, "Yeah, with that Michael B. Jordan business going on in the crib, right? She moving from one to the other. Go ahead."
The couple's breakup was confirmed by her father, Steve Harvey, in June. He expressed that Michael.
I'll tell you, Steve got a hand in this, man. Why he in the middle of this? Why he got to confirm their divorce? You got to think about that. Why is your father confirming the divorce that you have with your man? Why is he involved in this? Because if he's involved with the breakup, he's also involved with y'all coming together.
I got a non-disclosed individual. Giving some information, so I don't want him to be sued for $1 million. He just texted me and said, she got a sex tape that was leaked, but it was retracted. This is the reason. I'm not giving out no names.
She got a sex tape that was released.
Right.
Okay. So now she doesn't want her sex tapes released anymore.
Right.
So all her sex tapes now got to stay private. So continue keeping your sex tapes private. But think about it. How many sex tapes you going to have? How many men you going to be laying with? Porn stars do not sign non-disclosure because that's their business. They got there. They're in the business of fornication and establishing wickedness on the earth. All
So
right.
I didn't know this one. So this is not going to be on the list. So we got Michael B. Jordan,
Michael B. Jordan. Okay.
John Boyega. That's the guy who plays the king in the movie Woman King, and also I believe he plays Eazy-E in the NWA movie.
Oh, John Boyega, another actor from
A
Hollywood.
rising star right now.
Striving star. Right.
Damson Idris, and most recently Jonathan Majors. That's the guy who's going to be in the new Creed 3. That's going to be Creed. Dang, that's crazy. He's going to be the guy that's fighting.
Yeah, he in a couple movies right now.
Right, he's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah, he getting bread right now.
Right.
That Jonathan Majors character. He's on Creed, and he was also was he in Wakanda?
Jonathan Majors?
No, he wasn't in
Wakanda.
that. But he was in something else.
There's just something on. I forgot the name of
it. One army movie he's in where he's flying. He's
yeah, I know you're talking about. And then there's like this one that really blew him up on Netflix. The Maya is the one who has showed me it. Mm. It's like this cartoon, like anime type of thing. And it's like big. Mm. But yeah, he's a rising star.
Yeah, he's doing 3-4 movies at the one time in the box office. So she know what she getting. She know who she picking, right? She ain't picking no
no corner store Joe.
She ain't picking no slouch. She ain't picking no scrub, right? That's in the passenger side of his best friend ride, trying to holler at her. She making sure she picking stars and she's signing agreements because things is going down. Go ahead.
Let me and her ex-boyfriend Future.
Who?
Future.
Come on.
Was spotted together in Miami in November. So let's get some more names. We got Michael, John, Damson, Jonathan, Future. That's 5 already.
5 so far.
All right. So wait, is Lori Harvey dating Diddy or his son?
Oh,
is what you need to know.
Oh my goodness.
Lori Harvey and Diddy were photographed together in July 24th. Looking all matchy in New York City. The pictures were nothing scandalous. Lori and Diddy are literally just strolling along on the sidewalk. We know right now Diddy's been a hot boy for this year. He got with the City Girls. He got a baby mama, a new baby coming out this month. Listen, and then he got a new girlfriend the following week.
Listen. Diddy is a dirty old man. All right, that's all he is. It's not complicated. He got money. He's an old dude. You're older than me, so he's an old dude, right? And he's trying to run around all these young women. What are you up to? What are you doing? Defiling the sisters, the young sisters, right? And after you finish with them, now you want to give them to somebody else. Nobody don't want that.
So we at 6 right now.
Now we at 6. Well, we at 7 because Diddy and his son.
Oh, kind of. Okay, 7. I'm about to read the son right now. Lori and Diddy's 26-year-old son, Justin, used to date. However, the two never publicly confirmed any kind of romantic relationship status.
She dated the father and the son. Think about this, family. What monster, what beast is she? But then she portrays herself as a beautiful woman. In what way? How? Read.
I'm gonna skip down right here. She did date professional soccer player Memphis Depay.
That's 8.
And according to BET, they actually announced their engagement on Instagram in 2017. The pair has since called it quits, though. According to Hollywood
I wonder why.
Lori has been linked to Future and Trey Songz. That's 9. Trey Songz big 9. However, both these rumored romances are unconfirmed. So far we got 9 heavy hitters.
And these is, Trey Songz is. You talking about people that's top.
I think he's Mr. Blaming on alcohol.
I think he's he invented sex. I think that he's the one that said he invented it. Trey Songz. So we're not talking about any normal people. So what are we getting out of this? Why are we talking about this? Because our daughters, our sons need to know that fornication, is rampant. It's something that you can get caught up in if you're not wise. Money can't block it, but we're not to be entertained by it or find ourselves in that situation. How do we not find ourselves in that situation, let's get 1 Corinthians 7 and verse 1.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Now, concerning the things thereof you wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman.
Come on.
Nevertheless, to avoid fornication.
To what?
To avoid fornication.
To what?
To avoid fornication.
To avoid Harvey. To avoid strange women. To avoid bad situations. Let's be clear, right? You said Reuben slept. What was that? I saw something in the chat.
Yeah, Reuben slept with Bilhah when Reuben committed adultery with
yeah, Reuben went off. He was dealing with fornication, right? And for that, he lost his seat as the head. He was the firstborn son. He's supposed to get the lion's share of everything,
right?
He's supposed to be the tribe, Reuben. But because Reuben himself decided he gonna sleep with his father's concubine, now what? Judah took that spot. So a lot of things happen, but there's always a judgment for wickedness. Okay, there's always a judgment for wickedness, right? Read that.
Now, concerning the things whereof he wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Mm-hmm. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication.
To avoid fornication. What is fornication? Any unlawful sexual act is fornication. Stay away from unlawful sexual acts. Do not lay with someone unless you're going to be married to that person. Do not, have what are called fantasies or getting down with all the pornography and all these things are fornication, right? Read on.
To let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Mm-hmm. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, mm-hmm. and likewise also the wife unto the husband.
Right. So what? We got to make sure we're taking care of each other. That it's not just, how could you say? It's not just animalistic, right? It's not just impudent intercourse, but that there's care and a relationship and all the things that come along with this when men and women come together. All right, it has to be more than that. Scriptures say, "Dwell with them according to knowledge." Right? We're supposed to be teaching our wives, and our wives are supposed to be supporting and being a helpmeet onto their husbands. This is the right way. This is the way the Most High called it. Right? So we have to be responsible. Or else a lot of our young daughters, as soon as our young daughters, they got a little looks to them, this world tells them, take your looks and go get money, go get paid, go get the things that you want in life. You can use your looks to get the things you want in life. But what they don't tell you is that in that process, you're going to lose yourself. In that process, you're going to lose your life. Right? Listen, dead people can't drive cars and hang out in bars. Okay? That's not what dead people do. They rest in peace. You got to find your peace while you're still alive so you don't have to find it in the grave. Any closing thoughts? Let's get some closing thoughts. Oops. What did I do?
I got you.
Okay, I got it right. Closing thoughts, family. I'll begin. It's a blessing to know what pleases the Most High because we're ultimately are the beneficiaries of everything that Yah told us. The laws, statutes, commandments we keep, we are the ones that are blessed by keeping them. Right? Remember that Yah, he loved us, and that's why he gave us his instruction. So his instruction can't do us wrong. It only can do us right. Right? So depend on the laws of the Most High. With that being said, we brought up Gunner, we brought up Megan, and we brought up Tory Lanez, Megan,
Lori Harvey,
and Lori Harvey, just to use references on what not to do. Definitely not to use references on what to do. The references on what to do are found in your Bibles,
Right.
in your Torah, in your Tanakh, right? In your writings, in the Apocrypha. Those things you cannot go wrong with. Any other instruction we don't, or any other kind of instruction or motivation or teaching that are not according to the law, statutes, and commandments that are found in the Holy Bible is strictly prohibited and will not be upheld by this organization, a lot of Zion. Cap.
Gun, I'll say, us as a people got to make sure we're able to filter out fantasy and reality. We cannot hear what these actors, see what these actors, promote and what they say on social media platforms and etc. And we have to remember that these guys are just entertainers. They're made to entertain.
Exactly.
No different than court jesters and clowns and
not your
Krusty
teachers.
the Clown from Simpsons.
They're not wise men.
Right.
They're not your teachers. They're not guys. They're not ministers or priests. They're not even the captain. Right? They're jokers that found the right joke that got them the big break.
Right.
Right. Any other closing thoughts?
I would say, other than that, I would say like, share, subscribe. Any donations you can send it via Cash App, $DLOZ.
$DLOZ. The Water family for being online with us. Shalom to Mina. Shalom again to Isha Rapaya Mariah. All right. Blair Bayaf, Shalom Bayaf, Banath, Yehuda Banath, Israel. Shalom to Barazal, Matazawad. Shalom to Mariah Israel, Sister Mariah Israel. Shalom to all the family that's logged in, that stick and stay with the Light of Zion, that stick and stay with the Bring It Out Radio Show. Until we meet again, Shalom.
Resurrected from the grave, resurrected from a slave, resurrected in his name, resurrected to hold the faith till the earth we see. Righteous branch, righteous leaf, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. But when is the end of the first? And how long will Jacob curse? And how long will Israel be cursed? And how long will your prophet prophesy while your saints die? They hold themselves guilty. Now all these heaters on my hit list, they would say never did this. Resurrection, your death gon' be my resurrection. My faith gon' be my resurrection. Yahweh Shai, my resurrection. I'm born again, I'm resurrected. Your death gon' be, my faith gon' be. Yahweh Shai, my resurrection. I'm born again, no more sin. He conquered death, I'm resurrected.
When I was told by Yahweh Shai, resurrected. All evil in this world, gotta admit this shit is addicted. The righteous seed of Jacob, though we fell into captivity. LOZ, here to lift up our community. Respect it, we Semitic. Kaiser's trying to tell us that the Holocaust was epic. Hamashiach, they come to save your sin. Only Negro, Hispanics, and the Native Indians. Hell no, we ain't committed. The Holy Bible cut like a gas, it's penetrating. Now you awaken and you shaking. When you in the presence of the Son of Man, you can't be breaking. The book of Exodus is written in 20:3. I should have no other God before me. Not submitted to y'all's laws that have you made thermonuclear bombs, so quick to blasphemy.
Your death gon' be, my faith gon' be. Yahweh Shai, my resurrection. I'm born again, no more sin. Keep my brother from resurrected.
Wisdom cries out. She heard a half voice in the chief place of small porch. How long ye simple ones when you love simplicity? Fools hate knowledge. Proverbs can rip it. Go back to these scriptures. Through Adam, we all. Through the Mashiach, all. Blessed be the power and the hour of our Adonai Mashiach Yahweh Shai, that we may know him in the resurrection, in the first fruits of them to rise. He will also raise us up by his power. Ye men of Yasharallah, hear these words. Praise ye Yahweh. Hallelujah. Praise him for his mighty acts. Hallelujah. Praise him for his greatness. Hallelujah. Let everything that have breath praise ye Yahweh. Hallelujah. 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 Yeah.
You're never gonna be. I was tired, my resurrection
Look, Esau on the winter street, consider it don't reach his feet. Birds of a feather flock together, niggas beat the beat. I can hang with them if you weak or be elite. Like a 7-5 third sentence, keep your tongue discreet. I know those who run the streets, but keeping the commandments, all they need to do is up to me. Yeah. And every time I fall, I feel like saying F, but I hear until you see the Son of Man in his glory. Like the third floor, I'm trying to be part of the story. Before the third word's war, I'm trying to see who for me. I really think about all the generations before me. How baby is for me. I really need to know. I ain't doing this for show. I'm really about to swap for show. And every time they ask how I keep going, I just tell them straight up, don't give up until you die, nigga.
A lot of us have assignments, we have purposes. God has set this race in front of us. A lot of us got certain things that we are supposed to meant to do. Remember, you have the endurance to run the race that is set before you. You got the angels to do
The clash of the titans, two jakes was scrap. There goes the lightning, enlightening kin infos. Divine info, you're searching those, they connected like Metro. You see, I reverse curses in ICU. Soft scriptures keep the soul like fixtures. Solid, flow tight, the spirit is gas. He that laugh for we at last. Scoffers really hurt my nerves. Serve fire like dessert. Praying for the saints, till Baptiste in the desert. Carrying my cross is worth the hurt. Cursing with exorcist birth. Cold parts keep the law light. V-Lord, stay on. Heathens really peons. And dare till I'm beyond. Go, nigga!
Don't give up until you're
Let's rap all week. Rap all right. It's your boy King Kadash. Take one.
This that told 924. Earth is given to the wicked. We about to set it off, and I ain't talking Jada Pinkett. Bible is my rifle. Catch me chilling with disciples. I'm a gangster for the Lord. I'm a rival. This is tribal. By 10 in the flesh, but I'm 6'9" in my spirit. Like David when he fought Goliath. Sharpen rock the spirit. Millie rock him across the face. Kill him dead. Verse 48. Keep commandments I know you hate. Feel the Lord. I beat the case. Boom, bye, bye for you body boy. Skinny jeans for you thotty boys. Feminist talking you shotty boy. Chi get body boy. You dealing with some soldiers. You talking to some prophets. If you living wicked out, then boy you gotta stop.
Somebody said fool. Send the right cipher. See how the thing can say right now. You don't know if you open up your ears and listen keenly. You don't know my Babylon time soon time done.
It's your boy King Kadash. Take one.
Yo. This that Joel 924. Earth is given to the wicked. We about to set it off, and I ain't talking Jada Pinkett. Bible is my rifle. Catch me chilling with disciples. I'm a gangster for the Lord. Joel 924. Earth is given to the wicked. We about to set it off, and I ain't talking Jada Pinkett. Bible is my rifle. Catch me chilling with disciples. I'm a gangster for the Lord. I'm a rival. This is tribal. By 10 in the flesh, but I'm 6'9" in my spirit. Like David
David when he fought Goliath. Sharpen rock the spirit, Millie rock him across the face. Kill him dead, verse 48. Keep commandments I know you hate. Feel the Lord, I beat the case. Boom, bye, bye for you body boy. Skinny jeans for you thotty boys. Feminine talking you shotty boy. Chi mug get body boy. You dealing with some soldiers. You talking to some prophets. If you living wicked out, then boy, you gotta stay. Blessings come with discipline. Demons come and she's scolding. Learning comes with listening. Weak men come with fake glory. We gon' pull this system down, burn it down to the ground. Kill our babies and our mothers. What go round, come around. 95, it was hot. Take his time, get the crop. Fighting back, we never die. We strong, we never cry. We just want our minor rush. 40 acres, 10 big steps. In the hood, we built the sticks. Silly rapping, we the tricks. Peter took the pepper, then he made himself a penny. Read a book, it made him better. Then he mixed it with some Henny. Henny. I
ain't been to the block in a minute, but today I'ma stop in the trenches. They know I rock with the bruise, since I hit the block in my fringes. Brew, splash, 38, brew, drip. I ain't been to the block in a minute, but today I'ma stop in the trenches. They know I rock with the bruise, cause I hit the block in my fringes. Brew, sauce, brew, lit, yeah. If you're scared, you can go to church, or you can leave it to deacon. I'm waking up my people on the streets while they peacefully sleeping. 5th and Broadway, every Saturday, see that we teaching. A lot of my people dying, trying to be at peace with the heathen. Get decapitated with the scriptures when trying to step to the prophets. Used to be the plug with the drugs, that shit all got left in the socket. I'm rocking the Nautica with the Apocrypha kept in the pocket. Throwing precepts to my readers and watching them catch it like Lockett. On Hanukkah, checking the Monica while I be sipping on grapes. This generation of vipers, niggas be hissing like snakes. Let's wait until judgment day and see if you get in the gates. You got a rash on your ass, you always itching to hate. I already got the ghost, and no, I don't mean a phantom. I already know when we'll blow, and I know there's gonna be an anthem. When they see you doing good, these niggas be throwing a tantrum. Sakari, like a Ferrari, my brothers be riding in tandem. I ain't been to the block in a minute, but today I'ma stop in the trenches. And I rock with the bruise, cause I hit the block in my fringes. Yeah. Splash.
Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the eye like stairs and I can't let no one lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, so they live on this hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit life work. He Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Never cop just stress the nigga. He ain't demon, it's an exorcism. Watch how blessed the nigga. Took that open blood, do you know I'm gonna get active with you? From the opposition, I see vision. Let me play the picture. Rappers can they spin, I ain't listening. Is effective. If revenge was a woman, now I scope that bitch like Jack and Wild Wolf. We gonna run the summer. It's gonna be historical. While they making plays, make them niggas call the audible. As you run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, nigga. I'ma get him.
It's time